What is up, y'all? Welcome. I am super excited. I have an amazing panel tonight, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm slowly going to bring on my guests. One may be a little late, so we'll see if they make it throughout these introductions. And if not, no worries. We will definitely stall a little bit because I definitely have something to stall with. So anyway, guys, let's get the ball rolling. So my first panelist, I am always excited to bring on the man, the myth, the legend. I have Collecting Plastic. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up? And hello, Bowser Man. What is up? Welcome, TM. All right, guys, my next panelist is a man that is really good at making me hungry and wishing I could go on vacation. I am speaking of our Disney knowledge guy. It is Mr. Techbot.
What's up?
Welcome. And we have the man that arguably might have better hair than me on YouTube, but I never saw those poll results, so I'm really not sure what happened with that. But we have WayneKo.
I definitely have better hair than you.
What were the results of that, by the way? You totally did that poll today.
I'm gonna say for moments of right now, it's inconclusive.
There you go. I'm pretty sure I lost, to be honest with you.
I almost want to turn my camera on just to show you guys.
I actually feel like the only reason I won is I promised extra love to people if they change their vote to me, because I know at least one person changed their vote. I'm just saying.
What do you mean? Somebody changed their vote? Oh, I've hashtag rigged.
And
yeah, somebody changed their vote because I was like extra love, and they're like, "Oh, I totally voted for you now, lass." Just saying.
I'm glad that Collecting Plastic didn't show screen because I know that he would have been right on there, probably searching that poll. So I'm just leaving it as inconclusive because I know he's a numbers guy.
My hair looks like Mufasa right now, to be honest.
Oh man, how's everybody doing?
Oh my gosh, can you tell how I'm doing right now? I just want to point out I've had a long day.
Oh man, does that thing have Wonder Woman on it?
Oh yeah, Chase actually sent me this from Chase's Kingdom. This came in a care package.
Couldn't get you a halfway decent Marvel one.
I mean, like my opener's Batman. Okay, so don't play with me. I should have introduced you as the #1 Batman fan. Why did I screw up? I forget to tell people that your #1 superhero is Batman, which is why we get along so well.
Oh, Mr. Techbot. So last time we talked, you were on the fence about Pattinson being Batman.
Oh, I've never been on the fence about Pattinson being Batman. I think I've made my point very clear on that one.
Well, on the side of the fence where you didn't like him, right? But what did you think? Did you see the movie?
I did. I gave a movie review. I think I gave the movie a 7.
All right, but you liked him overall or what?
No, he overacted the crap out of it. His Bruce Wayne was horrible, and I mean the other characters were better actors than he was.
Okay, Tech, I do have to give it to you. He was not. I didn't enjoy him as. Why did my brain just totally shut down?
Because you're a Batman fan.
Oh my God, no, because my day is crazy, okay? Don't start with me, Tech. No, I didn't like him as Bruce Wayne because they made him so like freaking emo. He was like an emo Bruce Wayne. I felt like he was like a 15-year-old trying to play a grown man. Like he was way too moody and emotional, and I was like, stop.
Yeah.
But when it's Batman, I don't care who's in that costume. I'm happy. I'm just saying that part I'm fine with.
Well, it's a good thing he was in the cape for like 80%, 90%.
Thank God, because again, not my favorite Bruce Wayne by any means. What is up, Logic?
Collecting
We got Barbarian in here.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute, man. How you doing?
It's been a minute. I'm doing all right. I can't complain.
Staying busy over here myself.
So I have something that I got in the mail that I want to open really bad, and since we're kind of waiting on Jassy anyway, I figured I'd open it.
You should definitely open it.
It's from Plastic Empire.
Let's see, we got Bearded Barbarian in the house. What's up, brother?
Was Bearded already talking trash?
Well, I mean, you decide for yourself.
Come in with
I do expect no less from the man.
You expect no less from the man.
I'm trying not to manhandle this box too much. I have a bad habit of doing that.
Just rip it open.
I'm opening it. I'm opening it. What is up, Sharon? Logic. I know. I usually literally Hulk the crap out of boxes, and then I just make like a mess. I have no self-control. It's a problem.
TM Nerd, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh my God, it's so freaking cute. Okay, hold on. There's plastic around the box. Let me get it off, and then I'm going to show you. Oh my gosh. Oh, here, Bleeker. He said the safest Batman yet. Way overacted. Riddler almost felt embarrassed watching his scenes.
Agreed.
All right, so just so everybody here knows, I have not seen this Batman yet, and I haven't
Watch
seen
it,
this
Wayne.
Batman yet.
It's still worth it.
I don't know that I'm going to. It's something about having
Why?
the weird like BDSM Riddler with the weird.
Why
like,
would you be
BDSM
against
Catwoman.
watching some weird BDSM stuff anyway? I mean, just go with it. Just
He's
pretend
not
it's like the
BDSM.
OnlyFans of Batman, okay? Just go with it. It's fine.
Hey,
He's more Zodiac. He's Zodiac.
Why is
not
that
BDSM.
bad?
But
It
when
was-
you
it was-
see it, looks like
Yeah.
some weird BDSM stuff.
Yeah, again, that just sounds more exciting than the actual movie. So try it out.
I just called him safe word Batman.
Safe
Are y'all
word
ready?
pineapple.
It's a little hint.
Oh, the chump.
Oh, chomps.
Oh, it's
I can't do those.
What do you mean you can't do those?
It would just be another like addiction to get into.
Yeah, you don't want to break the seal.
No.
Okay, I'm breaking some seals right now. All right, this is one of my favorite things is these boxes where as you open it, they like peek through.
You have nice package design for sure.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like way too excited about this, but this was an impulse buy, which I completely blame Tats for because he was in a chat on a live and he's like, Les, did you get the chomp? And I was like, no, like slept through it or something. I don't remember. And he's like, no, it's still alive. So I had to set money on fire to buy this and I blame him 100% because I had already accepted that I did not get it.
Yo, Average Will, what's up, man? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Oh, what is up, Will? All right, let's get this baby out of here.
I want to open it up. What are you waiting on?
There we
Look
go.
at this thing right here. You know,
Let me mess with
I don't have
mine.
I don't have a chomp in my collection, but every time I see one, I think I probably should.
Oh my God, I love them. Like my favorite is probably the glow in the dark one from Hot Topic because I have a thing for skeletons. But this
Don't
was
get me
pretty
wrong, I
freaking
think
cute.
they're cool looking, but I don't want another addiction. I'm already
Say
you know.
Squishmallows.
Yeah, you
Collecting
talked
plastics.
about those.
Let's talk about Squishmallows.
I've got one of those too. I sleep with one because it's
I've
soft.
Bought a couple for children, but that as far as collecting them, I don't really get it. I get how they're like
They're pillow.
cool to like snuggle with and stuff, but as far as collecting them, I don't know.
I
So-
sleep with one, but I don't collect them.
So y'all
Yeah,
check
look
this
at
out.
that.
Let me tell y'all the story. So when Box Lunch dropped the Gandalf, I have him right here. When they dropped Gandalf, the Earth Day, I got there early and I was waiting in line for
Which
this
is
one.
dope.
I was waiting in line for it. Hot Topic dropped didn't have a drop that day, so as we're standing in line for Box Lunch, somebody comes through the line and says, "Man, have y'all seen what's going on at Hot Topic?" And I said, "Well, there's nothing going on at Hot Topic." So I grabbed my phone, I went to their Instagram, and they had a Squishmallow. It's called a strawberry cow. Is what they had, this strawberry cow. They had, I think it was 5 or 6 of them is what they had on Instagram that my local Hot Topic had, was 5 or 6 of them. They say that there was like 30 young girls there waiting in line for this 5 or 6, like of this strawberry cow Squishmallow. So and I didn't think nothing else of it. So I left there that day. I come home. They threw a post on Instagram and says you can't sneak into the mall. If you get caught sneaking into the mall, they'll kick you out. You can't fight. You can't push. You can't shove. So they had like these fights and arguments and everything else going on between these like 20 or 30 young ladies over these 4 strawberry cows.
Now,
So
how
look,
old
I'm-
were these kids? Were they like little girls or were they?
They
like
were
adults?
not. They were
Oh,
not.
my
So
God.
I kind of slid through there like after Box Lunch to kind
You're
of
like,
just see
no one
the
hurt me,
crowd.
thank
Yeah, you know,
you. I
curiosity
don't
killed the
want your
rat.
cows.
Curiosity killed me, right? So I kind of had to slide through there. I slid through there, and there was a bunch of ladies there, and none of them were like teenagers. They were all like in their early to mid 20s.
Really?
These things are going to be hot, y'all. Just remember that. Just remember that these Squishmallows are going to be
Bruh.
hot.
My
They've
kids,
been
my
hot,
kids have
okay?
like my
They've been
wife
hot.
bought my
You
kids
just late
one of
to the
each for
party.
Easter.
By the way, guys, I have to interrupt y'all for a minute because I have a gorgeous woman in my backstage room area right now. So we are bringing on our Queen of Scream or in our Funko community, Mrs. Jassy. What is up?
I totally can't hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We hear you.
I feel like I'm deaf right now. Hold on a second. Late and can't figure out how to listen.
Didn't we
All right,
have
Lass,
this
hold on,
problem
I'll be
one
right
time,
back.
Lass?
You're
And
good. Run away. Come
How
back.
did we solve this? Because remember when we did an interview, and I think you
When
couldn't
I
hear
did
me,
it,
but I
it
could
was
hear you.
because when I used that other platform, I don't even remember whatever we used, it wouldn't
that's
allow
right.
me to hook up my speaker.
That's right.
But on here, it hasn't done that. So I don't know. It also depends on what hookup people have, because sometimes if you're changing or using a different camera and different mics, sometimes you got to get all that synced up.
But going back to the Squishmallow thing, yeah, they've been popular for a while. And
Very long time.
all
So
my
I say
friends
Wayne's
that
way late
have
to the
little
party.
girls, and they because all my friends know that I collect things and stuff like that, and I kind of pay attention to that stuff, so they always ask me, they're like, "Hey, dude," like, because they know I'm always trying to make points, right? So I'm like, "All right, yeah, we'll get some Squishmallows." They're very popular. I've seen signs when we go places that limit one per person, so I know that they're getting popular. When you start seeing them limit one per person's, that's when you're like, okay.
There's a problem here.
I don't get it, but
Hey, look,
people
I'm
going
not
crazy
judging
for
Because we
them.
got our
Yeah.
first one like 4 years ago at our house, you know? So
Really?
I'm like,
Well, I'm late to the game and just realized that these things are about to blow up, right? I mean, they must have got the right people to talk about them because they are about to like blow up.
Yeah.
But anytime you can get
well,
20
I mean,
to
they've
30
got
people to stand in
Disney,
line.
they've got all kinds of stuff. So
Starting to see them at Costco too.
can you hear us?
Well, my wife ended up buying my girls ones for Easter, and I saw them. I was like, oh, I think these are those things Wayne kept talking about. I don't get it, to be honest.
I don't
with you.
either, but hey, to each their own. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't get Funkos, right? I mean, so I'm not
Yeah.
judging them for it. I just couldn't believe that they had to put out a post that said you can't fight, you can't push, you can't sneak in, you can't sneak in early.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, but I get it in the way that they are nice to
Your
like
computer
on the
hates
couch
me.
or on the bed. They're like to snuggle with. Like they're functional. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, they're probably going to be the next Beanie Baby for sure, right? I mean,
Yeah, they do
'cause-
remind me of Beanie Babies a little bit.
Why do we have to bring those back? Please, no.
And Logic, no. I even donated to Jazzy's cause, even with my impulse buy. Just saying.
I'm down. Hey, everybody, by the way.
Hey, what's up?
What's going
How
on?
are you doing?
Sorry. It's a little early to be putting the kid to bed, so she was procrastinating with everything possible to not have to go upstairs and play.
That's completely shocking. What child would do that?
I know. Goodness.
Okay, guys, just because I have so many questions for y'all, let's go ahead and slowly get into this. So I figured we'd all kind of give our answers, and then I had people on Instagram also throw some questions at me. So we can kind of do this till everyone's like, sweet God, I'm tired of these. And then I have a little game that FM helped me come up with yesterday. So I figure we will do that as well to kind of like lighten it up a little bit. But let's get into it. And by the way, y'all know I am not tech savvy. And if you don't know, you don't pay enough attention to me. Okay. So I have tried to put my questions in banners for the first time ever. So if this is a total disaster, we'll wing it, okay? But I have tried, and we're gonna see what happens.
We gotta teach you to do overlays.
Whew. Oh my God! See, now you're just getting too wild. Don't push my buttons too far, okay? Because it'll just all implode. All right. My brain can only handle so much at one time. But my first question, and I left this kind of open to interpretation, was what line do you most dislike and why? And the reason I just said I left it open is you can answer that as a Funko line or even a line that they produce as a whole, if that makes sense, even if it's not like Pops. So however you wanted to answer that. And I figure we'll just work our way around as I forget my camera points the opposite of reality. So Jack, I'm going to start with you.
I want to go with something a little newer, right? Like, and I'm sorry for anybody that likes them. I'm not feeling the die-cast pops really. Like to me, they just look exactly like regular pops, except for they're made out of metal, and they're really expensive. Maybe there's because you can buy like a Hot Wheels die-cast car for 99 cents, and like maybe there's 50 times worth of die-cast metal in these things, but to me they seem a little overpriced. And I think the bases that they come on are pretty ugly. They're just kind of like that black plastic. There's nothing really special about them. If you want to, take them out of the little box. Although the box is kind of cool the way it's clear, but yeah, I'm not really digging those at all.
Yeah, I don't like the bases on those, by the way, because I feel like they went, the metal's cool. But when you look at the base, just that plain gray, and they don't even sit well. Like I've seen so many where they just fall off. I'm like, they totally just got really lazy on that part, which does not make me want to spend more money.
I think they make for better custom pops, honestly. I've seen some people do some really cool customs with the die cast, and they do stuff on the clear glass. I like it. It looks, I feel like they're better with some creativity behind it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't seen those yet, but yeah.
I think painting on the metal for that side of it, that gives you more room for a different type of art, But as far as with cases, etc., people have been doing those long before you had to buy that with Funko. So you could probably get a less expensive case just to personalize.
I just wish they looked different. To me,
Shook it
you
up
put
a
them
little
side
bit
by
with their
side, and they
campers
just kind of look like the same kind of pop. I don't know. It's just they look the same once they're painted. To me, they don't look. Unless you pick it up and feel it, then you're like, oh, okay, this is metal.
It's hard to tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. All right, Tech. Line you most dislike.
I don't think there's an actual line I dislike. There's a license I dislike. For me, it's typically Marvel. But not Marvel. It's DC. Everything DC.
It's too late. You can't change it.
I know. I took that back. I wasn't focusing correctly. But no. I don't know. I've just never been a huge DC fan to begin with. I think Batman is one of the most overrated characters ever, in my own personal perspective. That's just my own thing. So usually, anytime I get any kind of DC pop, even when I've gotten it from mystery boxes, I give that stuff away. It's like Cracker Jack prizes.
Man, I'm speechless.
Accepted.
Hey, I tell it like it is. It is.
Hey, I want honest answers, even if we agree to disagree, and I love you anyway. It's fine. Wayne.
I think the pop minis are garbage. I don't understand why we got to have the pop sodas, then we got to have the mystery minis. Now we got to have a pop mini. Look, you got to slow down somewhere. You can only make so many of the same thing before it becomes old. I don't understand them. I don't understand them, but that's it. I don't buy them either, though.
You mean the pocket pops, the keychains, or
no? They started a different one. So you've got the mystery box, right? So you got those little mystery ones that they make. Then they started this pop mini. I know you've seen these things. You just didn't realize you've seen it. They kind of pushed them out there when they did the Pixar film. Well, they kind of pushed them out there when they did the Pixars, right? So you had the open box. You can actually see what's inside of it.
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about.
It's a mini versus it's not a mystery mini. It's not a pocket pop. It's some kind of stupid mini where we just decided to recycle the same thing again.
Yeah.
Were the minis the ones they did in the Valentine's? They had the DC one where it had the mini figures, but they weren't keychains. It was just mini figures.
It could be, though. I'm
that's the first thing that goes to my mind. But again, it's kind of how many sizes of the same thing do we need? But
the little mystery minis that are coming that
they got a different one now. That's just a little bit bigger than the mystery mini.
I think I know what you're talking about. But Jassy,
more like a two-part. I guess if I had to really pick a line that I dislike, it's less of a dislike and more of a I don't understand why they keep doing it. Is just the Funko line. They've made some pieces that are okay, but for the most part, it's a very weird line that they do. They make those different creature things where it says not sports or shows. It just says Funko. But I would have to say I dislike how much they blow out the same line, with 1,000 different versions of the same thing.
Yeah.
So Marvel, Star Wars.
Keep reusing the same molds.
God, Nightmare Before Christmas, the Pennywise. Holy God, how many of like one different character or one of the same character can you make?
Yeah, way
That's
too many Pennywises. I agree with you there. It's like the same. It's like basically the same thing, except for one has a tongue out, one's holding a balloon. It gets kind of old.
I think, I mean, notorious with that is Deadpool. I don't even know where they get half of these Deadpool.
You're gonna upset Wayne over there. Calm down. No.
I don't have a listen. I've never watched Deadpool, but every time I see Deadpool pop, I'm like, is this something in the movie? Is this guy literally 70 different things in the movie, and this is all the pops that they came out with? I don't. Some of them just, I see them and I'm like, Deadpool on unicorn. Okay, why is he on a unicorn in the movie?
Because
is it a cartoon that I'm missing?
No, yeah, I totally get that. Sorry, like
I know
my children are just migrated into the house.
Deadpool.
But I do agree. Like Wayne, you and Tech were talking about the new Batman and DC line for the NFTs, where like the Batman basically was like almost exactly the same as something they've put out over and over. So I do think sometimes they like repeat way too much. Like,
you know, Batman is hands down probably one of the most recycled molds they've ever done. I mean, there's 50 Batmans that are all exactly the same. They just painted him a different color. And look, when you were saying Deadpool, there's a whole like wall behind me of Deadpool. So trust me, I understand that they've made entirely too many of these guys.
Well, I did notice one that I probably have bashed a lot of times, and I completely forgot about was Evan Franklin pointed out art series, which I don't call art series. I call them Hydro Dip series because that's really what they are. Let's call them what they are. But they're ugly. They force us to buy them in hard stacks, which nobody's going to keep that thing in a hard stack because it's worth about less than that hard stack is actually valued at. But you know, I think the whole premise of them are stupid.
Yeah, I don't like those
think
either.
There's not very many of those that are really like good. Like there are some that I think look cool, but overall they just look real weird. Like the one with Splinter, that art series one, it looks like he has mange or something. Like it really does not look healthy.
Yeah, it looks like a shaved rat.
Goofy is my favorite from the art series.
Oh,
I just saw the chicken nuggets comment. I freaking love all of the chicken nuggets.
I actually do. I like them.
I think I don't like them enough to get them and keep them, but I think they're so cute. All of the little different versions they have. It's kind of like the Stay Puft. I know they did and will completely just overuse that little mini guy, but he's so cute. I
got every one of them.
1,000 different versions of Stay Puft.
Okay, those are way cuter than the nuggets. Okay, I don't care who you are; those are so much better. But the nuggets are also reproduction of stuff from childhood. Because I remember when we got the actual nugget toys, I'm like, do I really need a modern version of this? Like, I don't know. I think they're cute, but I just don't really. It didn't excite me, if that makes sense. Been there, done that.
You know, I feel like everybody did. Maybe, I mean, I don't know where everybody, I know Lass is, in Texas. I'm in Texas. I was from Connecticut, though. When I was younger, I distinctly remember watching the disturbing, like, McDonald's movie, that weird whatever that was supposed to be back in the day.
McDonald's movie?
Wait, I'm questioning the same thing.
You got my attention. They had a McDonald's
Where
movie.
He's like, what?
Where all the characters came from?
What?
Like all the different McDonald's characters. It was either a show.
It was
or
like a
movie.
show. It was like a cartoon or something.
I thought they were just
It
some
had a
creepy made up
cartoon.
stuff.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It came up. It came, and this first time I ever saw that they came out with like the Hamburglar, it went like direct flashbacks to this creepy childhood moment, I think in elementary school, where like we all had to watch that. I'll never forget.
It was legit
some
a
of
show.
those. Oh God, it was
Like they
horrible.
sell. I think you can still find like the tapes, like probably on eBay or something. Like
It's a hard pass.
Yeah, I have no memory of that myself.
Don't worry about it. Be glad you don't have a memory of that.
Oh my
It
God,
wasn't
why have I
good,
never
guys.
heard of
It
this? It's
wasn't.
called The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald.
I'm going to pass. It's a hard
Is it a
pass for me.
cartoon?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
animated.
I do
Yeah, it's
remember. I don't know if
really
you guys
good.
remember a movie called Mac and Me, where
Yeah.
it's like they have that like super long, pretty much McDonald's commercial in it, right? Don't they have like a whole super long scene inside of a McDonald's?
I was like, don't get me lying. That I don't remember.
It's a terrible
Creepy
movie, but I do
McDonald's
remember
show,
that.
definitely remember.
It's because it's burned in your scalp.
Yeah, because it's like trauma, you know. Now, just to finish up this question, I would say the line that I guess I dislike is one just because I'm not interested is the sports line. And no hate on sports. I just don't know anything about it. I don't understand any of it. I just know I like to eat and hang out with people if there's an event. But other than that, I'm clueless. So that is one of those lines that I just don't have interest in.
Yeah,
What
beer
about
is my
Funko
favorite part
Gold?
of sports, really.
Yeah, see, beer.
So what about the Funko Gold? How do we feel about Funko Gold?
Oh my God, Wayne, I just don't care at all. I'm going to be honest.
I'm not. I think they were a decent idea when they came out, but then they basically made like every face pretty much the same.
They look too much alike. Yeah, they could have done like even subtle things, but I feel like they just like it's like putting different outfits on like a mannequin after a while. I don't know. I think maybe was it the Biggie one that looks pretty good. There's like maybe one or two that I think they did a good job on, but I don't know. Overall, the sports ones just look like repeats. It's
Yeah,
like
the
a
music
robot
ones
line.
look different. They actually have different molds. But yeah, the sports ones, what I don't like about them is that they're all the same height. Even though you can have like
Hey, it's too similar.
you can have a 6'8" basketball player next to like a 6'1", and they're just the same height. That just bugs me for some reason.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like cookie cutter cutouts or something. I don't know. Now I want cookies. Oh my God, I'm hungry now. Anyway. Okay. Next formal question is favorite recent collectible purchase. And I kept this broad. It can be a pop. It can be anything. It can be any collectible line. But what is your favorite purchase recently? Jack.
Sorry, that was me.
So I haven't been buying too many different collectibles lately. But I have been buying some Tokidoki, and I got a couple of chasers.
Oh, I heard
So
about those.
I would imagine I mean, by default, that's I guess my favorite collectible I've purchased recently. It's just some Tokidoki little unicorns.
Having fun. What up, Tech?
Well, my most favorite it's actually still sitting right next to me. I haven't done anything with it yet. But my favorite one still right now is my current 10-inch Master Chief.
10-inch.
Wow.
I love that you wink.
I was, thankfully I didn't say it. I mean, I said Deadpool and insulted Wayne instead. I was gonna say Halo. I think is one of the most useless lines of pops.
Oh,
but
you're killing me. You're killing me.
Every line they like useless. This is really
I'm so
good live
happy
entertainment.
that I've met somebody who actually genuinely likes and collects them. I didn't know that there were any of you out there.
I've been a Halo
So
fan
happy
since
to
the
meet
day
you.
the game released. Always have been a Halo fan, and the show is fantastic. By the way,
I've never played or never watched, so I can't say anything about it, but nice to meet you, Tech.
There we go. And Sharon said she's gotten into the Tokidoki. All
That
right.
totally reminded me of Tech. I think the first time I did a live with you and you asked me what line I really don't like, or I think Wayne did, and I said the Marvel Zombies. It started cracking up because isn't that one of your favorites?
the entire row right
Jack
there
is
is
the same
Marvel
thing to
Zombies.
you.
Hey, but that's okay. We can love something enough for everyone else and they can hate it and it still balances. It's totally fine.
We found the person, though. Whenever anybody's like, does anybody even like this line?
Right?
Now you
Thank
know that's who they're
Thank you.
targeting.
Here.
Tech specifically. It's only him though. He's alone in that. Just him.
It's a big fort to hold down.
For sure.
Right.
That's a lot of
I'll take
pops
it.
he's got to keep up with to keep the line going, So what's up, Wayne?
I don't even really know.
It was Deadpool, but now he doesn't want to say.
Shit, are we talking like recent? Like what is the recent pop that I like the most?
Yes,
or-
your recent favorite purchase.
Gandalf,
my
probably.
recent favorite purchase it's got to be Gandalf.
That was a
Gandalf.
cool looking pop. I agree with that.
Gandalf has to be my favorite right now, but it's just because it's the Earth Day pops. It's really the box more than it is what's inside of it. The box on those guys are pretty cool, but I don't really know. I mean, if you were favorite pop, it's Deadpool. I mean, I've probably got every one that they've made. I mean, so I got a stupid amount of Deadpools back behind me, so it'd have to be Deadpool.
What he meant is he loves Deadpool and Halo a lot.
Hey, I don't have any Halo pops. I'm with Jassy on this one. When I found Chris, I found the person that collects those things.
But I will say, somebody brought up about the Halo cover. Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, see?
He's like, by the way, I got it.
Got it.
Hashtag
Check.
support Funko. What's up?
Check.
Mad
Wow, I
Hatter's
feel
wearing
like-
the Deadpools.
Other than, is that Jack you said?
Yes.
Yes.
Other than him with no screen, I'm like in a blank wall. My daughter's taking up the space upstairs, and unless you want to hear
I mean, in reality, you're enough of a background. No one needs it. You're
Child
gorgeous.
showing in the
Just let us
background?
look at you. It's just less distracting from your beauty, and everyone's okay with it.
yeah.
Just accept it, okay?
Yes.
You're gorgeous. We're all happy. You're here, okay? Everyone's gonna
Oh,
look at
cool
you drool a little
backdrop,
bit.
though.
It's fine.
Wish I could like insert a backdrop.
It makes me feel less boring, so that's good.
Just got a plug right here. Some character.
Oh my god, that was funny. Okay, so what is your favorite recent person, if I can even say that?
I am really getting into the Handmade by Robots. So I just got like 3 more. Shorty, Chubby from Killer Clowns, and then Gizmo from.
I think my favorite ones they make actually are Ghostface. Like I feel like that's literally my favorite one they've made. Which I know you have Ghostface, but I'm like, I don't know why. I don't feel like all of these translate as well for me to the Handmade by Robots figures, but that one is like freaking perfect.
Am I the only one here that has no idea what y'all are talking about?
I had to look them up too.
Yeah, no, they're a big thing at Walmart right
They're
now.
like
They
they're these
are, yeah.
vinyl,
Yeah.
they're vinyl characters, but they look like they're knit figures. They're actually pretty cute. I totally get where you're
Lots of
saying with that. The
crocheting.
last they did a like Buffalo Bill where it was like a people like person version, and I think it looks better as like characters. Yeah, so cute. I'm
my God.
loving them. With every Ghostface one so far, and I'm waiting for them to release Slim, one of the clowns, but I'm really digging them right now. Those are the 2 most recent purchases.
You're only the second person I've known to really, really like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And the other one is my friend Will, and I had him a custom Killer Clowns mug made, like beer mug. Just saying, your collection is not complete until you get that mug. Just throwing that out there.
It was one of those movies where I had never seen for the longest time. And then I think a year and a half ago, 2 years, I watched it for the first time. And it is literally been one of my background shows of like 1 of 10 that just play on and on. It is one of those movies that's so corny, but it gets better every time you watch it.
I feel like in the world of horror, I like psychological or I enjoy cheesy, like watching like 80s horror, you know, because there's this whole other element where it's almost hilarious and entertaining at the same time.
But Killer Clowns
Yeah.
is almost like a comedy too. Like that's something that I don't think could ever be made nowadays. That's definitely.
I don't think it would. I don't think it was meant to really terrify anybody. I think it
No.
was more of like a stupid
Fun.
humor type of thing.
Yeah.
Got the
Almost
Killer
like a
Clown
stoner
stands
movie,
up in
almost.
here. Okay, so I honestly am torn on my favorite purchase because I suck at favorites in all reality. Like I like too much. Okay. But I know, like, well, one, I already showed y'all I have my Nerd Chomp that I just got in. But my recent heart on was probably my Spike soda, even though I did not get the chase, and I'm so unhappy about that. But
You should have Wayne order it for you.
when you order me one, maybe I'll get lucky. Oh my God. But anyway, I still really do love this. So I don't know. I really haven't bought too much lately because I'm getting a tattoo next week. So I've been saving money. But those things were completely impulse buys. Actually, the sodas and the chomp, I just couldn't resist. It was a late night crazy moment. But those are my favorites. I have a problem with collectibles. Okay. Hashtag addiction. Stop judging me. Jassy.
I have a hard time with sodas, man. There are some that I like, but
Some I hate.
generally, I really think they're super ugly collectibles. Like,
Oh, some of them are like
figures are horrifying. Like,
Some of them-
I've just gotten bored by them.
some of them just don't look right. Like they look too weird and off, and others it works with, and I think it's fine because I have like a line of them behind me. But I really don't like all of them. But there are some I like, and some that I just think are like something very, very wrong with.
They
some
look
of them.
cross-eyed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
they're just
Yeah, I don't really like them either.
I don't know if that's the thing where Funko has to really have like these weird eyes. Pops have to have just big black soul-sucking circles, and then sodas, I guess, just have to have these like weird slanted eyes.
I feel like with the
I totally
sodas,
think they're ugly,
Yeah,
though.
they all do have like the little side eyes.
yeah, like I feel like with sodas and ones like that, it's just Funko trying to reinvent the wheel, kind of. It's like they look.
That is
already too
one
much
of the
like
two
Funko
that
Pop.
I own.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, I think some of them are fun
Yeah.
and good, and this is like your old school Pennywise, which is fun in general. But your Tim Curry. But yeah, I don't like all of them. I think some look legit weird. All right, has anyone actually tried the Funko cereal? Like, I have not. I'm just really curious. I assume
No.
it is gross because it's gimmicky cereal, but I was just really curious. Has
I don't-
any one of you?
People
So
don't really eat that
I
stuff. do they?
bought the Elvira one when they kind of first came out. And I wanted to try it because it was black cereal, and I thought that would be kind of weird, right? But by the time I got to trying it, which was only like a couple of weeks after I ordered it, it was expired. So I was like,
Oh,
you know
dang.
what? I don't want to. Maybe I'll just leave that sealed up. I was curious, but I have seen other people that did try it, and they just all said it all kind of tastes the same, kind of generic. I don't think it's flavored, just kind of like a corny.
So it's
kinda taste.
lame, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It was expired a week after you got it because it's been made in like 2011.
Oh,
And
yeah.
on
Time.
pre-order that entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I ordered it like years. Like I ordered it when it was the craze when they were coming out with a new Funko cereal like every day, you know. But
Yeah.
didn't have a long shelf life, that's for sure.
Yeah, and then they took the gift, the cereal prize, and they turned them into watches to sell for $25.
Yeah. You didn't get you those watches? I thought you were getting those. I thought you needed your
Dumbest
Blueberry watch
idea
or
ever.
something. No?
Cheap Fruit Loops.
No one's eating those.
Okay, was he the only one who's tried it or had them?
Yeah, I have now.
I mean, I had my Scream. What was it? Scream and Cream? What the hell was that called?
That
Was
sounds
it
exciting.
Screamo?
Oh,
Your Screamo.
Strawberries and Scream. Strawberries and Scream. I think that was a Funko thing. But I mean, I opened the bag to pour it in a bowl to take a picture of it. And I actually had to like break chunks of it off by my hands. So I was like, we're not even going to attempt to.
That sounds disgusting
Never mind.
immediately to where it's chunky enough you're having to break it to even take pictures of your cereal. So what you're saying is you played with it, but you didn't put it in your mouth. So you really can't judge that. Got it.
Exactly. Yep.
All
It
right.
reminded me of Rice Krispie treat cereal. Remember those? Rice
Yeah.
Krispie treat cereal? It reminded me of that. But
Because
like,
of how stuck it was.
imagine just opening the box and having like one big giant like stale Rice Krispie treat.
That sounds hot. Super exciting. Not at all. No, I've never been tempted to buy it because I just assumed they really, because it was a gimmicky cereal, I just assumed they really didn't care if it tasted good. You know what I mean? Like quality wasn't really a priority there with that. All right. Line you never expected to collect and now do, Jack.
Oh, I think The Simpsons. I think when I got into collecting pops, the original Simpsons pops had already come out and were already really, really expensive. So I just kind of wrote that off. I was like, well, I guess I'm not collecting Simpsons. And then they came out with the Treehouse of Horror ones, and then I started buying those and just buying the regular ones too. So probably The Simpsons for me.
Yeah, I can get that though too.
For me, I mean, I'd probably say 60% of my collection's Marvel. Another 20% is Disney, and I think it goes into the Disney line of, I'm kind of picky when it comes to some of the Disney pops I get, but I would probably say the Alien remix. They had an Alien remix line that had the aliens dressed up as different characters and stuff like that, and I wasn't gonna collect it, and then I think I saw one. I'm like, damn, these are actually kind of cool. So I just I started collecting a bunch of them.
Wayne.
I have a few different lines that I collect that are probably like out there somewhere. So I have the bombshell pops. I don't know if you've ever seen those DC bombshells.
Oh my God! Hello, do you know who you're talking to right now?
Yeah, so I collect those, and then I have all of the Pride Pops that I think they've ever made. They come out with the Deadpool, the Deadpool Pride Pop, the whole, and then it lit it, and I just had to get them all.
There you go.
Jazzy, do you know they came out with a rainbow Deadpool?
I wouldn't doubt it.
She is so excited about that, and is probably going to buy it after this live. Now that
that's what I thought. That's why I was letting her know. I want to make sure she was
That's
aware.
really thoughtful of you, Wayne.
You're gonna want to write this one down, Jazzy.
Write it down.
Wayne and I will send you.
Hold on, I showed you. Hold on. I got you.
With Halo and Deadpool pops in it, so that way you can feel the love.
That'll be your A-OK from Wayne now. Just that. And a box full of Deadpool stickers.
Just in case you got to know what it looks like. This is what it looks like.
Wow. That
And by
actually
the way,
looks
that's also recycled mold, which is trash because there's more Deadpool. There's at least one other Deadpool that's the exact same position.
All the Deadpools.
I'm a unicorn.
The laying out, you know? Whichever
Unicorn
one
like
that
that?
one.
Was that?
I swear to God, he's like laying like that on the
Yeah,
unicorn.
they got sexy pose Deadpool and all kind of things. They got him in glitter. They got him in rainbows. They got him.
I think I had the glitter one at one point.
They got sexy pose
They got
Deadpool
Dino
and
Pool.
everything. Yeah, they got.
Oh my
Dino
God,
Pool.
I love
They're pretty
Dino
cool.
Pool. That's like the one I want, and the squirrel one, whichever.
Well,
whatever. It's
well,
called.
if you're talking Dino Pool, you need the black one with red
Yeah,
striping, and then you got the red one because I got both of them.
Are you teasing me right now? I'm like, hey, I want that, and you're like, I got both
Well,
of them.
because I think the black one was a Marvel. The black one was a Marvel Collecticore.
See, I thought you were being sarcastic, Ted.
I'll
Nope.
fight you, Ted.
No, that's theirs.
they
Yeah,
just
I-
ran Deadpool into the ground. Poor Deadpool.
All right, Jassy, what line do you collect that you didn't expect to?
You know, I'm really happy that I'm last because I get to think about all of my answers. But I can't tell you that there's anything that I currently collect that like I never would have guessed. If I never would have guessed it, chances are I still don't like whatever it is. So I don't know. Everything, I'm so particular with everything that I have in my collections, and I'm so, I don't know, narrow-minded when it comes to what I keep and what I sell.
Well, to me, I'm curious, like with the Ghostbusters, because you mentioned that, you know, like that's slowly like grown on you. Would that kind of count in that category where it was just kind of a surprise?
So to answer the question, the best way that I can answer this, all collectibles. That is what I collect that I never saw myself collecting. Like,
Got it.
7 years
Good
ago, I never would have even in my brain looked at a pop and been like, yeah, I want this. So I would say everything in my collection 7 years ago, never would have done it.
Yeah, that's a good answer because when
That is a
pops,
good
when I
answer.
first saw the original pops, I thought they were pretty ugly too. I didn't get into them until they started making like a little bit different styles. Like I think it was the Fifth Element ones is the ones that really got me into
Oh God,
collecting
yeah.
them. But the original ones, like the original Iron Man and stuff, were pretty hideous. I would have never imagined collecting them either, to be honest.
No, I agree. I wasn't turned on by pops as far as like I was like these things are ugly. Like I didn't like them at first, and then they've changed. You know what I mean? Like they've grown in how they look,
Yeah.
the appearance, the details. So I definitely like them more now. Although I kind of regret not picking some up in the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. I don't know. See, I think this is a hard question too. I guess I really piggybacking on Jassy, I really feel the same way. Like I didn't like pops at first. So I guess the fact that I have pops at all at some point where they like, I feel like they started hitting me the nostalgia buttons, for me. And I was like, oh my God, I love that show, or I love that movie, or I love this. And then they had this fun collectible to go with it. And then it just became a problem. And then I was like, oh, but I love the design of this one. And I love this color. And I love this weird artsy thing. And then it's just completely out of control. And I have impulse problems now. But I feel like I kind of agree. I think pops in general were kind of a shock because I didn't like them initially. Totally
I
agree.
just not even pops so much.
Just
I mean,
collectibles in general.
Yeah, I can't. Like, I'm more than, obsessed with like Scream and Rob Zombie, but I never before like learning about the collectible world, I never even, I can't say that I looked at a pop in store and I was like, oh, that's ugly, I don't want it. Like, I just never even went in that section. Like, I never even thought about it. So until they were like in my face, I was like, okay. And that wasn't all that long ago either.
Oh, you're like, oh yeah, I'm fine with that.
So never
And now
really
you're like,
collected
now it's
anything
my
like when you were a
entire life.
teenager or anything like that. You weren't really into collecting anything really, I guess.
No.
I get that.
No. I'm weird. I didn't like stuff. Like, I didn't like accumulating a lot of stuff, which is funny. I mean, my collecting area upstairs now looks like a just like small, what's that, hoarder? Like I'm hoarding every little like horror collectible on 2 shelves, but
you hit the ground running when you finally started.
yeah, man.
She went all in, boys. All in. All right.
But I do have to say that I am not that, like, I've gotten better. When I started collecting, it was everything that I could tie nostalgia to, I would grab and I would keep. But now I'm much more strategic.
So
like, I
collective.
only collect like 5 different kinds of lines. And I've gone through and like sifted out, sold a ton of stuff. So, I mean, it's getting down, but right where I want it.
What's up?
Sun's going down.
Right.
It reminds you of Wayne's first.
I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't going to say anything. I was keeping my mouth shut.
Say all you want. It's totally fine. Okay, so any pops you have either sold, traded, whatever, given away, and you want again? Jack.
So I gave a bunch of, like, at one point there was a bunch of Sailor Moon pops that were on sale for like $5 at Target, and I already had like them all, and my friend's kid wanted some pops like me, right? So I was at Target and I bought a bunch of those cheap Sailor Moon ones, and now they're all worth like so much money, and I gave her all of those. So not that I regret giving them to her, but now that I know how much they're worth, I'm like, man, I should have, maybe got some more. And then recently I sold my original set of Powerpuff Girls because they came out with the new ones, and I was like, oh, the new ones kind of look better, and I don't have to, like, who cares if I have the original ones that came out for the con. I think I sold the set for like $200. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather have the $200 than those 3 original pops. I'll get the new ones. It'll be fine. But now I kind of wish I didn't sell them, to be honest. I kind of wish I would have kept them.
Understood.
I probably got one of each that I've sold and given away. I don't really regret either one. I mean, it'd be cool if they were in my collection, but I'm not heartbroken either way. One was my very first, one of my biggest hits I've gotten. I know I've said this many times on our show, but it was a Funko Freddy dressed as Genie, and I pulled it from a Funko mystery box, and I threw it up on eBay because I was like, I'm just going to keep the high price. Somebody bought it, and it was one of those, I set my price high, and somebody ran for it, so I sold it, and I made good money off of it. It's cool to still have it in the collection now. And one that I gave away, Wayne will know this one. That's the Mando, red Mando.
Never getting it back.
That I gave to him.
They're burying that red Mando with me. I've already requested it.
I've already requested it.
No, we already put that in the will. You give it to me when you die.
Like this.
It's going in the casket with him.
Like this.
What about
What
you,
got,
Wayne?
So remember when Blacklight Carnage came out? Do you remember this? So I got 2 of these Blacklight Carnages. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I'm just poking at Chris a little bit. I don't really have any of them that I regret. Any of them that have left my collection, I was more than happy for them to leave my collection. I have so many of these things. Look, if I was to start spinning this camera around, y'all'd lose your minds on how many of them are just around me. So I can't really say that I regret giving any of them away or not having them. And if somebody else has it, I just hope that they enjoy it. I mean, that's kind of the fun of these things, right?
For sure.
And that Carnage is still well displayed, right? Up
Yes,
there.
he is. Yes,
Right,
he
and I
is.
love it to this day. All right.
I mean, same pretty much as Wayne. I started off collecting at like a massive rate. I almost completed the Pennywise set. I almost completed the Nightmare Before Christmas. I finished the entire line of Chucky. Got all like the underground stickers, all that nonsense. And then these are sitting on my shelf. And although I love them, I'm not really like somebody else will have much more joy with these on their shelves. So then after spending ridiculous money getting pops, then, just started selling just mass amounts of them. I actually don't have, I probably would say I have less than 35 pops in my entire collection. And a majority of that is now Ghostbusters related.
Because they're adorable.
All of
But
those
like
mini
my
posts are awesome.
Chuckies, it was kind of like a goal. I wanted to finish the Chucky line, every single one. And I think the last one that I finished before, like that completed my set, was the Conan Chucky. And lucky enough, I actually won like a giveaway for it
Nice.
when it first came out. And then I got that one and I was like, okay, now who wants them?
You're like, and I'm good.
Yep. But
I feel like the only one that comes to mind now, I don't regret, like as far as regret, I don't have like hard feelings, like it's fine. But as far as one like I've owned, because there's probably more than this, but one that comes to mind that I would just like to own again at some point. But again, it's not like, oh my God, I miss it so bad. But it's probably like the gelatinous cube. I don't know why, but I thought that was the coolest pop. But when I made my like priority list of what to keep and what to get rid of, it just wasn't high enough. But it is one that I still think just looks really cool and would be like legit happy to have it again. But if I never have it again, I also don't care.
that box drove me crazy.
It's weird.
was
Yeah,
like-
agreed.
Just a little bit bigger than a normal pop, but not like a 6-inch. It just the bot.
It's not happy in the middle, okay?
And it didn't need to
Gives
be.
you
It
that
didn't
little
really need to
extra
be
something,
bigger.
something, but not too much. It's fine.
I actually sold that one too. I kind of regret selling that one too. To be
Appreciate
honest.
you, flip cakes.
Wayne, hey, your hair's looking good tonight.
I'm glad. I appreciate it. If y'all knew what day I had, everybody would be like, man, it's amazing that you're even here at this moment. So
Well, thank
appreciate
you for
that.
coming.
appreciate that.
All right. Next is, why did you start your channel? Start with Jack.
None of my friends, none of my family or anything is kind of like into anything nerdy. And I was just bored one day and I was like, you know what? I can do this. So I just made a video, put it on YouTube. It got views. Then it just kept doing it. And I was like, I've always bought collectibles. So I'm like, why not, show them to people, talk about them. And I also, when I first started collecting Funko Pops, like I'm one of those ones that's kind of like, I like my boxes to be perfect, all that. And like about 6 years ago, you couldn't order a pop in the mail without it coming damaged. And I kind of wanted to start putting it on camera just to be like, oh, look at what Target did.
Like, pay
Look
attention to this.
look at what this store did. Like, don't buy from. I just kind of wanted to put it out there, and I was like, oh, maybe somebody will see it that works at one of these stores, and maybe they'll start putting a little bit more effort into not sending you crap. Pretty much it.
For the greater good. Collectors everywhere.
Right.
I probably started mine probably at the main item of, just needing a hobby. I'm a big computer guy. I like computers. I like gadgets, stuff like that. And originally, I was going to do more of. My channel has just grown and adapted since. But I originally just started off. I was going to do more of a blog, and my wife came to me one day. She goes, "Your writing sucks, but you are good at just talking and just going about it." She's like, "Why don't you just do YouTube? It's probably more up your alley." I'm like, "Yeah, you're probably right." So I went to it, and I remember watching my kids, play a lot, do a lot, watch all these videos like Mystery Box. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. That's stuff stupid. And so I started doing like tech reviews, and that's where, of course, the whole Techbot thing comes from. So in that, I was infatuated with Mr. Robot at the time, so I kind of mixed the two. And so I got into tech reviews, but then I realized nobody really subscribes to tech reviewers that much. So I got to do something else. My buddy's like, "Dude, start a nerd channel, get into Funkos and comics and stuff like that." I'm like, "Oh, you're probably right." So it kind of went off from there. And, now, of course, I'm getting away from Funkos a little bit and going more travel. But since I got Disney in my backyard, but it's enjoyable. I love it. I've always said that the day I don't enjoy it is the day I'll stop. I love editing, stuff like that. So, it just kind of works out.
Wayne.
I was just bored one day. No, I'm just kidding. So my channel got started kind of to prove a point. So my kids kept coming to me and they'd say, we need this camera to start a YouTube channel. And I would say, use your phone. And they'd say, oh, no, you got to have like this camera to do a YouTube channel. And I'd say, just use your phone. And they said, well, if you can do it on your phone, then show us. Well, I mean, here I am today. I mean, I hit 100 subscribers. They said you'd never get to 2. I got to 200 subscribers. They said you'd never get monetized. I'm been monetized now for over a year. I mean, so it was really just to prove a point. And then I just really loved doing it. I didn't even know that I would enjoy making videos or editing or any of that stuff. And I enjoy all of it. So it was really just to prove a point, and it's just grown from there. It's a lot of fun though. Fett, how are you doing, brother? I see you in the house.
Jassy.
I don't want to. Mine's definitely not as like when tech was like, when it stops being fun, I'm going to stop doing it. I wish that I could do that. I never, to be honest with you, wanted to do YouTube. My partner, Dan the Elf, some people know him as, he kind of got me into collecting in the first place. And then, COVID happened and we were like, let's try to do this. He was like, I think that you would do well. Let's try it out. So I did. But it was a lot of consistency, like just issues. And it was a lot of stuff that just, he had to push and pull a lot out of me to get me to film and edit and upload. I'm a picture person. I love taking pictures. I'll take pictures all day long, millions of them. But like talking on camera, I've never really been awesome with like speech. My mind goes a million miles a minute, and half the time my mouth can't keep up with the words that are trying to be pushed out by my brain. So I end up like fumbling over myself a lot. So that's why I write scripts now, because I have all the thoughts in my head, but I literally can't spit it out. So I don't love YouTube. It's something that it's a personal thing. It's something that I'm still really trying to just get out of my head about. But being harassed and bullied to make videos every day by my partner. That's how I made my YouTube.
Well, and by the way, for what it's worth, even though it sounds like you're building your confidence in this type of platform for yourself, I feel like you're getting some good feedback, woman. So you're obviously doing something right and well to have the subscribers you do now and maintaining those. But I agree, you also have an awesome presence off of YouTube between your pictures and your little TikTok like moments and reels. So you do some awesomeness. Elf, what is up? Welcome to the chat, man. He heard you talking about him.
If it wasn't for him, there would be no YouTube. There would be no reels. I like reels better now, and that's where I'm kind of getting, more comfortable being on film rather than like photo. But I mean, if it wasn't for him, there would be no YouTube.
Well, good job, man. We're all happy about it, so appreciate you.
Thanks.
Did you say you're writing scripts now?
Yeah, like I unless it's mystery boxes where I've gotten like accustomed to just spitting out what I need to say and going through it. If it has to be something that just like a topic I'm talking about, even though I know what I'm saying and I know what I'm talking about, I have to write it down or have it on a piece of paper or like a teleprompter or something in front of me to like keep my thought going. Or I'll say the first sentence and then I will spend the next 10 minutes talking about that first point and completely lose track. So,
well, hats off. I can't do a script. I sound like I'm just stuttering all over the place. I can't do it. I have to just like, yeah, that's cool. Hats off.
In my early years when I was doing tech reviews, I used to put on one of my second screen like a lot of like tidbits about the text, and it's actually screwing me up more than just me rambling off the top of my head. And but more power to you if you can do it. Now that I walk around the parks and talk to a camera, which is utterly very awkward. I couldn't. I mean, I don't have like a little attachment I could put a script to while I walk, but it kind of works out.
I mean, that's why I don't leave my house. If I'm walking around filming with one hand in a script, people will start to say it.
Yeah, that takes a lot of guts, man. I can barely even film
you to the closest hospital. Thank you.
I think it really came down where I also want to do more vlogging. I liked it, but I hate it at the same time. If you understand that, because I think when I started doing too much studio stuff, I was getting kind of bored with it. Wayne and I have had these conversations a lot of times where just doing the studio stuff, the editing was getting boring. It was the same thing kind of over and over again. And I wanted to do a little bit more. And vlogging takes so much more, patience when you do it because I'll go through, and I'll bring it up and I got like 50 to 60 different clips, that I'm uploading on a video. And you go through and some of them are good, some of them are not. And, you just work with what you have. And Wayne's taken off on his vlogging. He's just done fantastic with some of that stuff.
That's actually my favorite way to do things, to be honest. Even when I'm here at the studio, I try and like make sure it feels like a vlog. I want to address this though. Pop Ghost the Weasel wants to know if collecting plastics. Are you ever going to?
I say never.
So there's a few reasons I don't show my face, right? And actually, some of the stuff that Jassy was talking about is if I mean, there's protection. No,
protection.
No, but part of it too, like I feel like if I would do the type of videos where I'm in front of the camera, there'd be a lot of jump cuts because I pause and I sometimes have to look things up to make sure I'm not getting things incorrect, and it's just too much editing. It's too.
Have you watched my videos?
Yeah, I have actually, but I just feel like
all I do.
Yeah, I just feel like the way I've kind of streamlined the way I make videos is just a lot faster and quicker because I just don't have the time to be editing all the time. Like a lot of my videos, I edit them in like 30 to 40 minutes. They're really quick.
Oh, that'd take a lot longer to do mine.
It's just easier for me. Plus, I'm in the type of business where I always have like big projects for clients going on. And the last thing I want is for me to be behind on a project and like my clients are all upset and then they see me goofing around on YouTube, So it just kind of, plus people like sometimes I think I say things that aren't popular, like they're not popular opinions. And the last thing I need is people harassing me. And like, I've already like, even just not showing my face, I have people like wanting to find out where I live and just hating. I know, but it's just like, I don't need the stress and I don't want to run into people on the street that like I have to be nice to because they know me from my YouTube channel. And not that I don't want to be nice to people that like me on YouTube. It's just, I don't need all that. Right? I just don't need that added stress in my life. Really.
I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Agreed. So
I didn't notice why you didn't have a thing on. I thought he's maybe he's
You're like,
driving.
don't you have a good camera? Hello, big YouTuber. What's up? Jassy, I will say though, I think part of the way you are in your personality is a quirk that people enjoy. And I think that's true of all of our channels. There's something unique about the personalities that draws people to watch that has nothing to do with the content itself. Now, mind you, I think people go to find content they enjoy, but there's usually anything from appearance to personality that pulls people, you know, because I have other communities that even subscribe to me, and I can tell you it has nothing to do with my pops sometimes. Okay. I'm just saying, there are times that it's just nice seeing people that are raw and real and aren't perfect in how they speak and do things, because it feels more human. And I really do think that just makes it more comfortable sometimes, if that makes any sense. Like, oh, this is just a regular person talking, not an expert. You know what I mean? And even if you are an expert, it makes it seem more chill when there are little like bloopers, if that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I seen a comment over there that said something about I don't speak good enough, so I don't have a YouTube channel because of that. Look, I have a speech impediment. I mean, so to ever say that you can't do something is insane, insanity. I mean, everybody on this like panel right here has a different personality, and that's kind of like Lash just said, that's what makes YouTube cool, is that all of us are different somehow, but we all have something that draws us together. A common interest of most of the time it's some stupid little vinyl doll, but they're fun none the same, right? I mean, don't ever say that.
You know, I get people ask me all the time, how you know, how do I've always wanted to start a channel. How do I start a channel? And the first thing I ever tell everyone is you got a phone. Just start. Your first videos are going to suck. Trust me. But you get more comfortable staring at that camera. You get more comfortable talking. You know, do it in the studio first. So there's nobody around or anything like that. And, you know, you grow to be accustomed. You grow to be one with the camera, as some might say. But you just got to start.
See, I feel like I've never gotten used to YouTube. Like every live, I'm ready to like totally have like a mental breakdown because I'm like so anxious. Like we've talked about this like every time. But I also know that I enjoy it. I enjoy the community. I'm usually with people that I enjoy talking to, hanging out. So it's worth the discomfort, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's not uncomfortable to be so like vulnerable. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what if I say something stupid? What if I realize I have a giant piece of lettuce in my teeth later? You know, like it's intimidating. It's very raw and open to.
I have canceled numerous whatnot auctions because of the sheer anxiety beforehand. I'm like, I don't know what my issue is right now, but I'm not about to put it in front of 100 different people. So I'm canceling this live. But I've never gotten comfortable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I've actually known people that will ask me, they're like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. And I was like, I'm always nervous.
Yeah, it doesn't get better.
Because it doesn't mean it won't be good still. You know what I mean? It's like where you get dragged to an event that you didn't even want to get out of bed for, and then you have a blast. It's like, just go and show up and see if it's worth the anxiety, if that makes sense. Because sometimes it really is. Like, I had a crazy day, but I was like going to hang out with some cool people. So it's fine. You know, but didn't mean I wasn't anxious getting on here. So
what? I don't know.
And by the way, Bleeker totally goes on Spontics on occasion and does a dope job. So you are definitely being too hard on yourself, Bleeker. Just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Well, I don't know if Wayne was like that, you know, when we started, but I don't think I've ever been nervous, but I think, you know, maybe being on, we've been doing the show for so long now that to be online with the camera doesn't even bother me anymore. It's just kind of like a natural reaction.
It's just the place you go
for us. But again, I think it's just because we've been doing it so long.
Have any of you guys tried making videos where you're not in front of the camera?
I do some
not
partial,
the whole video,
but not completely. I actually had a video where I was barely in it. It was like a vacation, and someone complained because they're like, where are you? We want, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I think when people get used to you doing stuff a certain way, it's kind of like, why are you changing that? You know, because I think you kind of are almost expected to stick, but I will jump back and forth to show off things sometimes where I'm not there, but they always tie in because I think that's just like the norm with my channel, you know?
Yeah, B-roll. But I don't know. I think I've done some what do they call it? Voiceovers. a few times on like some of my Disney videos, but that's about it.
Oh, I suck at those. I always sound so dumb. I've tried. I even tried on our promo for this, and it was so bad. I was like, okay, I'm just putting fun music. I just can't do it. So. Anyway, I also have anxiety with all of this stuff. But I started my channel partly because 2020, hello, what all were we doing anyway? So it was a way to like do something like hobby, connect with people when I couldn't go connect with people because I'm pretty introverted, but I also am, I have a social need as well. So this was a fun option for that. But I also got diagnosed with another chronic health issue where it also made it harder to get out and do things. And so I was like, what is a way that I can stay connected with something that I think is fun and makes me happy and is not stressful because life is stress. So my channel was really about just finding something that was fun, less stressful as a whole, not necessarily like the live experience and stuff, but where again, I had community, I had options to just like immediately crash if I didn't feel well or whatever, but I could still be connected to something that ultimately just makes me smile. So it's also what kind of keeps me in it is it's like, it's fun. It's like childlike. It's a place to play and I have people to play with. So it's nice.
Dude,
All
when
right.
2020 happened, I don't think my soul has ever been happier. They were like, you need to stay indoors. You can't go around anybody.
You're like,
can't
thank you.
Stay home. And I was like,
introvert loves it.
Done. Stay home. Can't go anywhere. You got it. Right here I am for the next 9 months.
See, I enjoyed it overall because I really am kind of a homebody, but I will get where I've got energy and I got to get it out somewhere. As y'all have noticed, I'm a spaz too, you know, so there's a point where I'm going to be boiling over and making somebody nuts. So I just share the insanity with all y'all. So
no, I'm with you there. Like when 2020 happened and all of a sudden I didn't have to have meetings with my clients anymore, right?
Yeah.
You could just do phone calls. I was like, oh, that's so terrible. But I guess we'll manage. But inside, I was really happy. I was like, dude, a lot of meetings can just be solved by an email or a phone call. We don't need to meet up for 2 hours and have breakfast and all this song and dance.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get that. It was nice having a break from certain types of stress because my workload dropped real fast because it wasn't gone, but a lot of people were still adjusting to all the changes. So yeah, I had way more time and energy to put somewhere else. So I really enjoyed YouTube for that and still do, which is why I'm still hanging out with y'all. So next, what are your thoughts on Loungefly ceasing pre-orders?
Oh, we talked about this week.
I don't have too many thoughts about it except for I guess that just goes back to like old style of collecting, right? They make a certain amount of bags or whatever for a certain style, 5,000, 10,000, whatever they're gonna make. Where when you pre-order, they basically go, okay, how many pre-orders are we gonna get? And that's what they're gonna make. And I feel like it's better for rarities and things like that, which is important to me. I like things to be rare or something's hard to get. And if everything's on pre-order, everything's just made for the amount of people that want it. And I don't know, I kind of prefer not having pre-orders. I wish they would do that with Pops too.
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I don't do, you know, I can have some respect for the Loungefly, stuff like that. But I respect their decision on it. I mean, I'm kind of with collecting plastic on this one. You know, it just kind of brings back to, you know, if you want it, you got to be there ready for it. So I'm actually okay with it for the most part. I mean, they're taking a chance on a strategy that may or may not work, but you know, I mean, I guarantee you they're going to have a lot of people looking at to see if this works. Funko being one of them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. Wayne.
I think that it was genius. They should have did away with pre-orders a long time ago. I mean, think about it like this, right? So there's some states that have laws in effect that say that you can only have something pre-ordered for so long. So basically they can only hold your money out in purgatory for so long before they have to give you a product. And California is like one of them, right? You have X amount of time before you have to get the consumer the product that they have pre-ordered. But what happens with that is then companies like Target, for example, they pre-order, then they drop your pre-order, and then they put it back on pre-order, and then they drop your pre-order, and they kind of leave you tied up in this forever game of pre-orders. So doing away with pre-orders to me is a bonus. One, collecting plastic, Jack just said himself, it's going to make things more rare. So you're going to have a more rare collections out there because they're only going to produce as many as they can afford, right? So they're only going to put out as many as they think are going to actually sell versus the bazillion they were going to put out previous to that, right? So it's going to be good for collections in general, as long as it works.
Yeah.
Now they could land on their face with this. This could backfire really bad. But on the other side to that is you have to think about all of the transportation issues we're having, right? And let's just not forget why we're having them, but the fact that we're having them. There's so many of them going on at this moment that was, I think, a smart move on their part. They should have did away with them. I hope everybody does away with them.
Well, when Funko Pops first started blowing up, you couldn't pre-order them, right? You couldn't pre-order them like 3 or 4 years ago. That's more of a recent thing. So, I mean, and it made Funko become really popular. Not saying that's the reason they became popular, but they didn't need pre-orders.
Sorry. Bleeker was saying wait till they go digital, but I mean, they kind of already have with their NFTs where they're combining their physical and digital.
Gotta hate NFTs.
I have not bought any. I have zero desire. I want stuff I can put my hands on. I got to touch things. So like this whole like digital thing, I'm not about it. But sorry, I'm totally derailing the conversation here. Jassy.
Oh, me? No, I mean, I don't think, I want to watch the way I say this, but I'm just going to say, I don't think that if everybody stopped doing pre-orders, I think the world would still turn. Like, I don't even think it's, I somewhat understand, but I think it's probably just easier to sell things when you have them. I think there have been a lot of companies that have gotten in way over their head with pre-orders. I mean, I have once in my life bought, it was like a Googimon from Super Plastic, and I did not read upon ordering it, didn't know it was like a pre-order, and then I already ordered it, so I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll wait. Come to find out, I mean, I got it like 10 months later. Like sometime, I think this past February? Might have been last year of some sort. But, I mean, it took forever. I had no idea that it was pre-order. I wouldn't have got it if it was a pre-order. And I think that if every company stopped doing pre-orders, that it would be okay. I think they could do without, honestly.
So do y'all remember when they would actually put things up for sale and they'd sell out right away?
Yep.
Pre-orders kind of like stop that.
Yeah.
I mean, because now you have people that have them on pre-order, and I see that Nick over there had a valid comment, right? He can't go out and order them, but if you were buying it as it went on there for sale versus a pre-order, it wouldn't be any different.
You'd still get it online.
I mean, it wouldn't be any different. You'd still be able to get it online. The only difference is you wouldn't have your money hung out in purgatory somewhere or somebody holding on to it for now until the next year. I mean, look at Big Apple Collectibles. That's the one company that should have been shut down years ago with pre-orders.
Hate that company.
I mean, years ago. I bet I still have a pre-order for them that's over a year and a half old.
It's improved some. I think they did some ownership change or something. It's a little better than it used to be, for whatever that's worth. But
All I say is to Nick's comment. Hey, Nick sees us all the time. If they go digital, I got your back, bro. I'll send you some pops.
That's right.
There you go. No, I agree with all of you because, like, I really think it's not for collectors that we do pre-orders. Pre-orders for companies are so they're trying to avoid making things that no one has interest in or making too many of them. You know, it's way they can kind of gauge that. But like you said, everything between transportation issues, I mean, et cetera, name your problem, because there can even be production line issues that they couldn't predict. You know what I mean? Because life, unpredictability. But I like the idea of no pre-orders because one, then I'm not opening mystery boxes that I'm like, I forgot I ordered that, you know, because that's a thing. But the other side of it is you have a guarantee because with these pre-orders, there's also a lot of cancellations, you know, because again, something happens or you have to be like, oh, yes, I still want this. And if you don't do that in a time frame, again, cancellation, like there's just a lot of problems that are more for the company trying to make money, not necessarily caring how the whole follow through, if I can even talk, happens, if that makes sense.
So
Well, and then again, you could always be like Funko and just put all your crappy pops that don't sell into a con and put a sticker on it. I mean, you could
This
always
is
be
a
like
good
that.
point, guys. Says
So
small
I
shops can't order every toy or collectible. They go out of business. Pre-orders are a necessary evil.
I
So
disagree.
making sure they get read enough.
Yeah.
What do
I
you
kind
think?
of disagree with that.
It's like saying that, like, I need to take people's money first before I can give them any kind of products. And that's not something you should be building a business model off of. If you, as a small business, can't survive without pre-orders,
You shouldn't
there
be
are
local.
you're going to go out of business one way or another one day.
Yeah.
So if you have to be taking people's money first to use that as capital to be able to afford the pre-order material, like that's a real
Well, that
messy.
can also be slow growing or early in a business, so I can see that as a strategy to get started because, it takes time to build a small business, so I can understand, but I also can see where eventually that's something you'd want to work out of,
Well, I don't know about
but
y'all,
we're
but
also putting in as much as we can afford when we're our own business.
You want to think about when you're starting a business for the first time, like not only are you starting a business, but you're starting a reputation. So not only is it's, slightly different from starting your reputation out of nothing and trying to sell somebody a physical item. It's another thing trying to start a company and then trying to sell someone an item that they're not going to get for another year or so. Having no reputable anything, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it could get a little tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know about y'all, but and I don't want to disparage like small mom and pop shops, but I've learned my lesson. I just don't pre-order from them anymore, unless it's like GameStop or Hot Topic or someplace where I can like keep track of it, and not have to like email them a million times to see if I'm gonna get my pops. Because there's been times where I pre-order something like. I think the first time I was burned with a pre-order was I pre-ordered the whole set of the Mad Max pops with the chases. Those pops came out, they got vaulted. I got charged for the pre-order, and I'm like, dude, when am I gonna get them? They're like vaulted now.
That's crazy.
I feel like I'm not gonna get them. This was from Toy Wars, and then I ordered. There's a recent ones now that, these pops have already come out, and I just have a feeling I'm never gonna get them, and I already paid. I think they needed $5 per pop or whatever. So I need to email them again. They're like, "Oh, we're waiting on them." I'm like, "Dude, these pops came and went already. Like, I don't know.
They bingo.
Like, I think I just want my money back by now, And to me, like, yeah, you don't need to be doing pre-orders. I think pre-orders are more about Funko and these companies being scared they're not going to make enough money. Like, how long has Harley Quinn Blacklight been available for pre-order on Hot Topic? It's been months and months and months. Like, they're like, okay, dude, we're gonna make 1 million of these because we've had this pre-order up for like 6 months, and it's just like, dude, that's not. I mean, I guess that's good for them in the short term because they make the most amount of money, but that pop's gonna be absolutely worthless.
Well, actually, Wayne just got screwed on a pre-order.
I've been
not that long ago too from Target, and then they're the worst ones to pre-order crap.
Yeah,
from.
but at least you get your money back.
Well, see, but the problem is we also sometimes are talking about businesses that don't handle online orders well, period, because the problems aren't only pre-orders technically. For instance, with GameStop, I have bought something that was in store online, and when I was going to get it, they were like, sorry, because they went ahead and sold it in store before I could even go pick it up. That was a GameStop moment. Just saying.
I don't think it's necessary, honestly. When people tell me that they pre-order Funko Pops, I always just kind of like, why? Yeah. Like, if it comes out and sells out, okay. Now, more often than not, and I know it doesn't happen every time, but more often than not, if something sells out really quick, they will restock it. So I understand pre-ordering different kinds of collectibles, things that there are a far smaller, limited amount of collectibles in there, or just like a much smaller run of 10 or 20. But to pre-order a pop that there's going to be thousands of made anyway, and like you said, a lot of people, it releases and millions of people have their pop before you even get your pre-order. It's almost just like, it doesn't, when I hear people talk about pre-ordering pops, I'm like, why? why bother?
I think it also depends on the FOMO and the amount of stress people have about trying to get a certain one because they're afraid they'll miss it. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, for me in collecting, if I miss it, I just saved money, if that makes sense. So I don't care. I'm like, thanks for saving me. So I prefer shopping out in the wild anyways. So I'm not really huge on pre-orders, period. I think it's less exciting. I can't get my hands on it. I don't get to see my condition. There's a gamble even on that with shipping. You know what I mean? But I'm like, it just helps my budgeting. Like, dang, missed it. Sucks. More money in my pocket. But
There's been
I don't know,
times
maybe
where I
that's just
pre-order something and I'm still waiting on it, and I'm in store and I see it one in perfect condition with a perfect paint job in store, and I'm like, well, I pre-ordered that, so
we'll hope
I
it
guess
comes
I have to
in.
pass on this one, and then I get it in the mail and it's all bent up, and I'm like, man, I feel like the biggest idiot now, you know?
No, I get it. I've done the same thing. Or that comes in store long before your pre-order shows up, and it's
Yeah,
just like,
bless
I
you.
could have just picked it up.
That's what happened to me with Chucky. That 10-inch Chucky that came out. That was the only pop in the history of me have I ever pre-ordered a pop. And I mean, so many people were posting pictures, had it,
Like
went and
mother
found it
truckers.
easily. They're like, did you get yours? I'm like, sure didn't. Not yet. Nope. Not even close.
Like, thanks for bringing it up, guys.
Yeah.
Torture. All right.
No good.
What are you currently into? And I gave options here where you don't have to list all of them unless you want to, but it's just like, do you have a show, a movie, a game, a comic? Like, what are you using your like fun energy on, if that makes sense, recently? Jack.
So for the last couple of days, I've been binging this show. I don't think it's new, but it's called Yellow Jackets. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. It's pretty dark show. Like, so before anybody go watch it, it's pretty dark, it's pretty brutal. But it's about this high school girls soccer team that makes nationals or whatever, and they're playing crashes in the middle of the wilderness. And it kind of turns into a little bit of like a Lord of the Flies kind of situation.
Oh, wow. That
And it
sounds
jumps,
interesting.
yeah, the present day and to what they're going through like in the wilderness here. And there's like some pretty dark elements to it. So I mean, I would say it's kind of like a teen drama kind of show mixed with Lord of the Flies, but it's very kind of rated R as well. I liked that. And also in the movies, I went to go watch The Northman, and I really liked that as well. But not too much else new that I've been checking out.
Yellow Jackets sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's really good.
Because I remember Lord of the Flies. We were like forced to read that in high school.
Yeah, so imagine Lord of the Flies with teen girls.
There you go. Tech.
Movies. I mean, I don't get down to the movies too often. I'll be watching Doctor Strange next week. I mean, come on, you know me, a big Marvel fan, and that the Doctor Strange is going to be incredible. TV shows. I mean, really the only two that I'm epically waiting for Stranger Things season 4 to come out. But TV shows right now has got to be Moon Knight and Halo. And yeah, see, I got to throw that one in there too again.
Halo just keeps coming back.
Yep. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't get as much time to watch, items too much because I work a lot, and I try to fit in. Lately my recording schedule has just been off just because I'm working a lot and doing a lot of stuff. We got vacation coming up in another week and a half, so that'll be nice. And my wife already knows I still plan on recording during vacation when we go. So do some more vlogging while we're out there. But it's definitely. I just don't get as much time as I'd like to just chill. Sometimes I do it with the kids, but then we're watching kids' movies. So I really don't get a choice.
I don't know. I don't really think I got anything. To be honest, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I read a little bit of like graphic novels or comic books, whatever you want to call them.
Okay, but which ones? Hello, that counts.
Well, I don't know. I've got so many of them that are just kind of sitting around. I like the Hulk. I like Deadpool. I like there's so many of them that are sitting around. I would have to say Moon Knight right now is probably pretty hot, but it's one of them that you kind of got to be a little off to watch. So I mean, I would have to go with Moon Knight at this moment. It's a pretty cool show.
So you had a good answer. Look at you.
I guess I don't know.
Jassy.
I mean, I'm not really watching anything specific. I mean, I watch a few movies a night. If I'm
That's
like
a good one.
super busy, I normally have things on in the background. But I mean, there's nothing that I can really throw out there that like I haven't. I mean, the last show that I've watched was the Chucky one. So I'm waiting on the next season for that. I don't know if anybody saw One of Us is Lying. I don't know where
No,
the
what's
hell
that
that
about?
show is from.
That sounds
Honestly,
interesting already.
it's basically the first season was like it's based in high school, and then there's like these like 5 or 6 people that are all like estranged, whatever, part of different, and they all have to like get into detention, and then one dude ends up dying in detention from like I guess he was allergic to peanuts, and like somebody in the room did it, so that was the like I know one of
Mystery.
mine. It was I don't know, it was a weird show. It's been quite some time since I saw it, but I just saw X. Wasn't that in theaters?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love how you're like, I don't like it. I loved it. It was the right amount of like highly inappropriate and death. It was like this beautiful marriage.
Really?
The acting could have been better on some things, but I was like, just enough of both. I was satisfied.
Not even that. This
It
woman,
felt like old horror to me, though, because it was kind of cheesy.
you know, I was slightly disappointed in like Anna Fair or not Anna. What the hell is her? Brittany Snow. I was slightly disappointed in her role.
Agreed. I actually agree with that.
Again.
Exciting stuff happened, Mama.
Northman was really good. Moonlit Comics. Like I mean, it's if you like the dude's other movies, The Lighthouse and The Witch, it's in that same vein where it's not. Don't expect like some big Braveheart type of movie like that. It's a little weirder, like a lot of black magic and weird stuff like that. But I really like it. A lot of good visuals.
Hey, if you're gonna say it, you're gonna be quiet.
Jassy, I agree with you on her performance, though. Like, it was kind of lacking. The one thing that I thought was cool, though, was that they had her in a dual role. Like, that was interesting because they did the parts where she was with herself, like, fairly seamlessly, if that makes sense.
I don't know.
Could have been better written, but-
Like, you ever see like a really good actor and then you see like them in a really horrible film and you're like, wow, I know that they're good.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, they're awful. That was kind of how it almost felt like disrespectful. Like it was like Brittany Snow this was like her first movie where they wanted her to be like this, type of girl. And it felt like not a seasoned actress.
It felt
role.
forced.
Yeah,
but I also feel like some of that was intentional because I went back and I was reading like notes about the movie, things that they were trying to do with that movie. I can't remember it all now because it's been like, I don't know what weeks and I've, slept, drank, whatever since then. But there was a lot of stuff in the way that they handled how they created that it was meant to be a certain way. Like it was meant to have certain, I don't know, just ways that it was handled. I'd have to like literally go back and look at it. But there were some really intentional choices in some of the roughness of that movie, if that makes sense. But I mean, as far as like what I would consider good, even like 80s horror, it had the right amount of, inappropriateness and blood. So I was like, that mixture hit the marks. But I do agree there are flaws in that. Now, Nick, by the way, wanted to know if anybody has watched Raised by Wolves on HBO Max, and I have not.
I have not either.
Is Raised by Wolves kind of like the guy that was playing with the grizzly bears, and then when he got eaten, everybody was surprised that he got eaten? Is this like the same kind
Grizzly
of show?
Man.
I mean, is this what's going on in this show? Because that's what it sounds like. Are we going to be surprised later? Oh, he got attacked by the wolf.
We'll just say this involves adult filming.
Oh, this is different. Oh,
So it's not about Mowgli.
It is definitely not. It is adult to the extreme. Well, not really. There's actually a lot of horror that it's way worse than that, but it is very much like that's a theme, is horror industry or adult industry. But
Lass, can you are you and I the only ones in this who have seen
Yes.
X?
Yeah, I was completely lost.
Yeah, I haven't
we're
seen
cooler
it.
than them, obviously.
I want to just reference the silhouette of the dude at night when the older dude
the shadow.
Can we just talk about that silhouette? I was like,
that was so funny.
But they showed it, and I was like, Jesus
okay,
Christ.
woman, what's even funnier, which guys, you'll have to watch it and just watch for a certain shadow that you're gonna like have an eye-popping moment. But what is funny is I swear that was like CGI'd, because there's no way that would not be popping out of some britches. Okay, I'm just saying it is not believable. They faked that, made that man. I think that was just fitting the script with some shadow play. I'm just saying I do not believe in the realness of that moment. Just throwing that out there.
Still have no idea what you're talking
There was
about.
some editing.
I'm assuming that he was well hung is what we're saying in this conversation.
Is this like Dirk Diggler type?
I think that this is some American Pie.
He could have played that role.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, if anyone's going to talk about a
Totally
situation like
included.
this, and it isn't even silhouette. Did anyone watch? I think it was on Paramount Plus or something like that.
Hold on, whoa, stop. This is still PG, right?
Yeah, we're
I'm
so
I'm leaving particular words out here, but
Thank God.
you're gonna know where I'm going with if you've seen the show. Is the Pam and Tommy, bioflick
Oh
show
yeah,
that they did. There's a particular scene in the second episode that he is literally talking to he's having a conversation with his member.
That's
it's almost
Member-
like
band member?
when like the
other
good
one.
angel and the bad angel goes on your shoulders.
Yeah.
What
Just
member are we
imagine
speaking
that,
of?
but with his
Yeah.
with his dong,
I don't
Yeah.
know. You're gonna with his what?
with his hang low.
I laughed, and it's in the very beginning of season 2. I laughed the entire way
talking with
through
a mouth.
this scene.
Tommy Lee is talking to his dong. Is that what
Well,
you're saying?
Yeah, and the dong is talking
They
back
just
to
have
him
a
too.
good,
Talking
close relationship.
It's literally
just this
talking back to
intimate
him.
relationship, guys. He's just helping that blossom. It's fine.
And
Let the
to
man
take it
have
to the
it.
next level, it was Sebastian Stan that was playing Tommy Lee.
And
in
honestly,
this, of course,
Techbot,
the Winter
that scene,
Soldier.
that scene kind of like, actually, to be honest, I think that scene did not fit. Like, out of everything else in the whole series,
Oh yeah, it was
that scene
outrageous.
totally seemed way out of place. Like, it was.
They
Not that it wasn't
really
funny.
wanted it there.
How am I supposed to teach my daughter that saying these words is, normal and natural in their body parts? And I'm sitting here alive. We're all grown adults, and
Okay, but
God.
we'll also have to
Hey,
how
Hey,
much
I'm
is
trying to
actually
use
paying
words
attention to
correctly
us.
and,
You know what I mean?
nicely.
Just saying. She's probably just like, oh, there's your weird friends, Mom. Don't even know. Just saying.
I
Earmuff,
should be like,
earmuff,
Mom, you don't have friends. What is that?
earmuff.
Oh my God,
earmuff.
that makes me think of that meme where a mom was like, okay, what do you say if someone comes to your school and says, I'm one of
Mommy
your
told you to come
friends?
pick me up. She'd
Yeah,
be like, no, you're lying because Mommy doesn't have any friends.
there you go.
That's my life.
Oh my God, I love that so much. So
All right, baby, put that down and come over here, please.
So, I'm not gonna lie. For a second, I forgot our original question. I got so sidetracked with all this like shadow swinging conversation.
Yeah, you did kind of start the entire idea of what we were going
I
on.
mean,
Yeah, that's what
I knew that Lass knew exactly what I was talking
Oh,
about. So
there's no way I didn't know what you were talking
No.
about. That was definitely like, are you serious? Because
teachable
again, his
moment.
shorts later, there's no way. It was not believable. They could have handled that better. I'm saying, like, get a prop department on that if you're trying to sell it.
shit you not, he turned his silhouette. It was like 3 kneecaps. Like it was unreal.
Impressive.
It was. There was nothing. But that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
are you
By the
kidding
way,
me?
like moments later, he's just in boxers. And like I said, they totally killed that pot. There's no way. Didn't even make sense.
Had a water bottle hanging from something. I don't know.
Something. They had something hanging. I still think it was like a CGI moment
Wait.
that they did not follow through the rest of the movie.
Logic Blaster said teachable moment.
teachable
Yeah.
moment.
For sure, Logic. That's why we're here.
Teachable moment.
So for me, I've got Sith Lordly in the chat, and he does the Spinetix channel. And because of that, one of the most recent movies I watched was Pieces. It's an 80, I think it was made in 82. It's a horror film. So that one was interesting and also kind of fits along this same theme of like kind of adultish type vibe. But a lot of those 80 movies did. It was like a mix of like sex and horror and things. But anyway, so that was one of the most recent movies I watched, which I don't know if anyone's watched that at all. But
I'm
the
an
other
80s
thing,
movies. I'm an 80s movie fan, and I hadn't heard that one.
well, look it up, Tech. It'll be a whole moment for you. So that is one. Oh yeah, see, he's saying this is our next movie to review is Demon 2.
No, you got it, a classic. One of my, I remember buying it off of Amazon or Apple, and my wife was watching. My wife's like, "What the hell are you watching?" And I know some people are gonna know what I'm talking about, but one of my favorite classic of mine, and there's classics like Back to the Future, stuff like that. The Last Dragon. I don't know if anyone ever seen.
I think I've seen that. It sounds
Classic
familiar.
80s film. Kung Fu. If you like Kung Fu, it was classic. It was awesome.
I feel like I've seen that. But that was one. So Pieces I watched last week, and then we've been watching because someone recommended it to us. Handmaid's Tale on, I think it's Hulu, maybe. Maybe it's
Hulu.
Netflix. I don't know if any of y'all have watched that one, but
I started watching it, then I kind of stopped after a few episodes. I don't know why.
yeah, I mean we're on I think the second season. I think there's like 5 seasons at this point, but
Really?
Jack
I
had
don't
to
know. I
stop
haven't
watching
really
it
got
to
my
watch Common
verdict on
Parent.
how I feel about it, but it's interesting enough that I'm still watching it. So,
Jack had to
and
stop
then
watching it to
reading,
watch
I'm reading
Common
Nice
Parent.
House on the Lake comic wise, and I also started Saga recently. I'm trying to see if I enjoy that. But other nerdy ventures. All right, next question. Franklin FM helped me come up with some of these, and he said, "What annoys you the most about collectors in general?"
Oh God, it's shorter to say what doesn't annoy.
All right, Jack.
I don't really know collectors in my personal life offline. Like I'm the only like nerd in my friends group. I'm the only one that collects anything. But I guess online, I don't know. It's funny to say because I whine and cry a lot about collectibles, right? Like I complain a lot, but I guess it's just the people that are always asking like for, no matter what the post is about, they'll ask for whatever, you know. Like right now, I think every single post is inundated with people asking for whatever No Way Home pops are coming out next, and it's just like, dude, it's by you asking a million times, it's not gonna make them hurry up, or it's not gonna. You're just being annoying. Like I think that's what annoys me the most about them. It's that, or like the ones that get mad if you say anything that's not positive, you say anything that's negative at all, they get all upset, and it's just like, dude, give me a break. Like,
It's like, how
Sorry.
dare you have your own genuine
yeah,
opinion?
it's just, I'm not gonna like everything. I'm sorry, you know.
For
But
sure.
I guess that's what annoys me.
I mean, I really don't know, to be honest with me. I mean, there are things that, you know, you get to, but I mean, sometimes, I mean, not so much. I mean, within the community, everybody's, you know, open to, you know, what they like to do and stuff like that. But I think if I'm looking outside, like when I go out to the stores or something like that, you know, it's just some people, I've gone to things where it's been released and you know, you find a guy that's like, you know, running around from store to store and he's whining because he can't find it. It's like, dude, I mean, I don't worry about it because I don't really get FOMO. So I don't really worry if I got it. If I can get it, cool. If I don't, I'm not really worrying about it. But, yeah, I guess it's just the, you know, I don't know. I don't even know how to say it or categorize it. But, you know, it's just, I think that, you know, you need to have it, but, you know, and just kind of go crazy for it. And especially you got guys like, you know, flippers, which I wouldn't really consider them, you know, collectors, of course, because they're not. But, you know, they kind of take away from good collectors that do want their items, and they kind of screw it up for everybody, to be honest with you.
Y'all sure y'all want me to talk about like what I don't like about collectors?
Yes, tell
mean,
us
'cause
what
I-
you
I
hate about
kinda-
us,
I kinda am a
individually by
collector.
name.
I kind of am a collector, so this is a tough one, right? But I can tell you like my biggest pet peeve with the Funko community, probably not even the Funko community, probably with people that collect in general, is I was gonna get that for my 5-year-old.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Y'all,
yeah.
y'all bought it.
Where they
All of y'all
lie to
bought
try
it,
to get
and,
something
y'all
that's
should sell it to
specific
me at
those.
cost because my 5-year-old wants it. That's the collector that annoys me the most. Jazzy, what you got?
I mean, honestly, they complain too much. Nothing is ever good enough. If they made 2 little pops, oh my god, there's not enough. They make too many, oh my god, it's getting oversaturated. Oh my god, this pop, this color scheme doesn't look as nice, or the paint job, or they should have done this or that. I swear, it's like nothing will ever be good enough for the whole group as a whole. I mean, there are half the people who will hate what they're currently doing, and then they're going to change it, and then the other half will hate it. It's just, there's always something
You
to
can't
complain
please
about.
everybody.
That's probably the most annoying.
I hope we don't sound like that in our show, but I think in the
I hope
show
so.
I got to be detailed.
I hope so.
Critique.
No, I don't.
She's like, I actually was only talking about y'all specifically.
That's right.
That's all.
Just you.
Yeah, I'm
Just
just not gonna
y'all.
say
I don't even
anything.
pay attention to any other collector.
You know, she doesn't like Deadpool and Halo, so
Just you, Chris.
Half of my content is complaining about stuff.
No, but
See, but
seriously,
we love
I
you
like
for it.
how you do it though, Jack, because the way you do it is it's genuine, and there's also even a level of sarcasm to it. So it's fun, it's funny, it's interesting, and it's intelligently done.
facts.
Thank you.
Because I think my peeve is actually when people don't handle negativity in a genuine way that is also, like I said, almost fun, interesting, even sarcastic to an extent. So my pet peeve is when people make negative content purely to be negative for views of negativity, if that makes sense, where it really isn't even their real opinion. They just
For the
want to
clicks.
complain because they think it grabs views.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically people that are, I guess you could say fake, you
Yeah,
know
you
what I
can-
mean?
you
Where
can
it's
tell
obviously
people that are
just trying to
fake
grab
about it.
attention. It annoys the crud out of me. I'm like, just say what you think.
That's
You don't
more of a
like trolling
YouTuber
videos?
thing, though, like annoying YouTuber thing than collectible.
Hey, but we're
collectors,
collectors, so it counts.
Yeah.
But I've also seen people out and about that sometimes that can be a mentality. Or where people are flipping and then they'll lie to you in store, like, oh yeah, we weren't gonna both buy that. I didn't sneak my spouse in here to get me an extra one. It's like, dude, I don't care
I got
what
my
you're
5-year-old
doing,
with me.
do you?
Yeah.
my 5-year-old really wants that Hulk. I can't.
I know.
believe
I
he
hate it
bought
when
that
people
Hulk.
do that. I'm like, just do what you're doing. Nobody cares. Just do it. It's fine. We're not here to judge you. I'm not filming you to be like, I'm going to tell everyone what you do
I
in
am.
the store. Like, I
I
don't
am.
care.
Telling everyone.
I'm
Well,
judging
like-
them, but to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, to yourself. Oh, yeah. I'll totally
Secretly
do like my
judging you.
husband, and I'll be like, oh my God, they were so BSing with me, trying to make me think they aren't flipping in here. And I was like, what a waste of breath. Just go and do it.
And I'm for
Let's be
one, I
honest.
always think that flippers and resellers are necessary
They are.
to any
To a certain
collectible
point.
hobby.
Oh, for sure. They help with our value.
There has to be value there. So people don't like them, but they're an important part of the hobby.
But over flipping gets to be
Yeah.
there was a point in the last year where we're getting too much, and we've talked about it on the show before. There is almost like a circle of life when it comes to collectibles. You do need the flippers to make the value, but you need if any one of those become outbalanced, then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, we don't want Funko Pops to become like sneakers, right? Where
Yeah.
nobody that wants them gets them except for flippers.
Goose.
Sorry, I got really distracted because she's adorable.
I'm sorry. I don't
She
like
is.
that.
No,
really
I
cute.
love it. I'm like, let her be. She's like, people aren't even going to watch us anymore. They'll be like adorable children. That will become the live.
No, and then
Just let her be.
Techbot's daughter, when she walked in with she had that little tiny
Oh, hello,
bathrobe on,
bud.
was hilarious.
I know, I
Little
was
adult.
I'm like, there's another little kid. She's like, the hair? I'm like, yeah, the hair.
It was
That's mini tech.
my son will sneak in, but he'll because he knows I'm on a live, he'll army crawl over here on a sneaky style and then sneak away so you won't even know.
No, there was we did a show, and I don't remember which episode. It might have even been the New Year's one. That Wayne's daughter, literally, it's the only time I've ever seen him on camera. That it looked like he was about to have a heart attack.
She tried to give me a
On
damn
camera.
heart attack. She tries to give me a heart attack all the time, though.
Okay,
He's
guys,
like-
I
he
had
used one
more
of those
questions.
confetti poppers, and it was funny as hell.
But since we're already pushing almost 2 hours, and I know your babies need attention other than y'all just giving it all to us, okay? I figured let's jump into our game. So the game we are playing is similar to, we will go with Make Love, Marry, Kill, because that sounds a little more appropriate with Miss Tiny Ears. But we're doing a Funko version of that, which is Keep, Trade, or Trash.
I was gonna say I'm not making love to any Funko Pop.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, lass, that is the wrong type of toy. But no, that is not where we're going with this. Keep, trade, trash. All right, let's do it. So we have a Hamilton Pop here. We have from Moana, and we have a WWE wrestling Pop, which I know nothing about. Obviously, I'm like, whatever that is. So, Jack, which one would you keep, trade, or trash?
No. Okay.
I think I would keep the Paul Heyman just because I think the ECW hat is kind of cool, even though I'm not really a fan of him.
Is there really a Paul Heyman Pop?
Yeah, that's Paul Heyman. I imagine he has a ponytail in the back.
It's newer, like it just came out like this week.
Like it's not even it's like even available like to buy yet or still pre-ordered, right?
I think it's pre-order.
Some weight on that Pop.
Yeah, so it's basically when he was younger. I think this is Paul Heyman from the 90s.
I never would have guessed that that's what that Pop was.
No, yeah, the only reason I'm able to guess is because of the hat. I was like, well, that's got to be Paul Heyman because of the microphone and the hat. So I would keep him. I really like the Moana one too, but I would definitely trade that. And I would trash this Hamilton Pop. What is that, the King? Not because I don't think it's awesome. I think that's one of the best pops of the year, to be honest. I'm just not a fan of that property.
That makes sense.
I would keep the Moana Pop on because I do Disney, and of course with my kids, they love all the princess ones. I would, was it sell or trade, or what was the second one?
Keep, trade, trash.
Trade the Paul Heyman because wrestling pops just, there's a huge fan base for him and people will flock to him. And Hamilton, I'm not a Broadway type, but I think that's what it comes off. I'm not a Broadway type of person. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And nobody else does because my Walmart has about, 500 Hamilton Pops and nobody wants. So.
Makes sense.
All right, so check this out. I'm gonna do this a little longer. I've really enjoyed hanging out with y'all. I've had a lot of dental work done today, so my mouth is absolutely killing me at this point. King George, though, I hate to say this, is a keep. King George is going to be one of the hottest pops this year, and that's a Walmart exclusive. That one's a keep all day. I would trade the Moana, and I don't even know what WWE is. What are these people even doing with themselves? You got to trash that one and move on with your life. But that King George, oh no, you need that King George in your life. He is a necessity this year.
There you go.
Go for it, Jazzy. What you got?
I'm sorry, I have like tears in my eyes right now. Says the Deadpool collector.
That's right.
For real.
I mean, honestly, trash. If I had to pick, I mean, I don't know what these pops are value-wise.
They're all.
It wouldn't be established yet because they're all too new. You know what I mean?
They're all retail.
It's all retail.
Then, I mean, this is a tough one for me. I wouldn't.
You go on levels of hate, and which one do you hate the least if you had to keep one?
Yeah, I guess Paul Heyman. I guess.
This is coming.
I just don't.
Deadpool.
And it's just because it's WWE. I don't care at all about Paul Heyman. Moana, never saw the movie. Disney's okay. And then the other dude, I don't.
No, it's King George. It's not the other dude. It's King
That
George.
dude.
King George.
It's another Deadpool. They've just shaken it up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Taking his mask off.
Wig on. Isn't there a Deadpool with a powdered wig on? I feel like.
I don't know, but this is
There
King
should be,
George.
if there's not.
If not, there should be.
All right. Well,
Maybe
I would
still-
probably
hey.
go in order. Keep, trade, trash, because
deal.
A hell of that.
Maybe somebody will make me a custom King George Deadpool. That'd be pretty awesome.
You
That'd
can
be
do
pretty
it.
awesome.
Don't play. You know you got the ability.
That'd be pretty awesome.
All right. I think I would keep King George just because it's wild. Like everything from that crown to that jacket to that powdered wig, it's just wild looking, even if I just use it for weird photo shoots or something. I don't know. I feel like my trade bait, honestly, would probably be the Paul, because I know a lot of wrestling fans, and I feel like there's always someone looking for that. So I could probably get something else I want. And even though I love Disney and I actually enjoyed this movie, I would say trash just because I only collect so many Disney Pops and I'm trying to be selective and I just don't need it. You know what I mean? I'm like, there's other molds, there's other options. So it just seems like an extra.
WWE Pops versus a blowtorch. Got a new video.
All
idea.
right, next on our keep, trade, or trash, we have the Groot. We have our Eve and whatever. Why can I not remember his name?
Let's Gandalf the White.
And Gandalf.
You gotta get specific. Gandalf
Well,
the
no,
White.
I mean like the little robot dude. I cannot remember his
Wally.
name. It's
Wally.
even Wally. Thank
Wally
you.
and Eve.
Thank you. Thank you. I was like, I should know this. I've even seen the movie, but I could not remember it. So, Jack, what do you think?
I would probably keep the Gandalf one because I do have a Lord of the Rings collection, and I think that is better than the Gandalf I have. The other two, I really don't like the comic book cover ones. So I guess the trade, which one would I imagine is going to be like more valuable in the future? I don't know. Maybe the Wally and Eve I would keep to try to trade, and then I would trash the Groot.
Ted.
I don't know. I like all of them. I want to keep them all, to be honest with you. This is actually a horrible set for me to look at. Because I'm a huge, again, I love Marvel. I love this. I love that this is Groot's first solo comic that he's behind, and the pop is designed after Groot's original image, not what the movie image is. Huge Wally fan, as this is the fan of him. This is the image of him sitting up on top of his house before Eve was taken away. And then, of course, I'm huge. I love Lord of the Rings, so of course Gandalf the White, it was an iconic piece in that movie. So I'm gonna take the fifth on this one. I don't know. I can't choose.
Understood. And Wayne, because you're letting us know you're in pain, we will finish on this slide. Okay. I want you to go rest and feel better. But what would you keep, trade, or trash?
So check this out. We're going to keep Gandalf. We're going to trade that Wally. And just because that's a Target exclusive, we're trashing that shit. We don't keep nothing Target anymore.
There you go.
I'm so tired of us as collectors like getting behind companies that shit on us. You trash that thing and keep going.
I mean, I don't really care about Target selling Funko Pops, but Target as a store.
That's right.
Yeah, you said that in my house. My wife would cut me.
In fact, I've never bought a pop from Target. Not once in my life have I ever actually bought a Funko Pop.
That's a smart thing.
That's not why I'm there.
Yeah, don't
She's
start.
like, I have other needs there. Okay.
Don't start.
Everything else.
So, Jassy, what would you keep, trade, or trash?
Lass, you really you singled me out in these, man. Trash. Extra trash.
Oh, I'm done. I'm done.
The only reason I even know that Gandalf is a thing or a wizard is strictly thanks to friends. Ross, Chandler, Joey, their friend Gandalf. Yeah. That's it. That's the only reason why I even know what that is. I've never seen Wally, and I half the time call Groot Grout. So
All right.
now you fill the cracks in with the other thing.
That's epic.
Oh,
I think I would probably keep the Wally and Eve just because I think it's a cute movie. I would probably trade Gandalf because even though I also enjoy that, I don't really collect that line. So it would be like starting something different, if that makes sense, another rabbit hole. And I enjoy Groot, but I just really don't care to have that one in particular at all. So like I'm good without it. So that one can be the trash for me. So, and like I said, Wayne, I do not want you to be suffering, and I really appreciate you being here. So I figure that can be that for tonight. But panel, I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I enjoy all of you. You have amazing channels, which guys, if you are not subbed to any of them, get subbed up. I don't know how you don't know them because I'm definitely the small fish in this pond. All right. They're like out in the ocean and I just like hopped over for a minute. Okay. So feel free to sub them up. We appreciate
Lost to the
chat.
net
Y'all
out
are
here on YouTube.
amazing. All right, while we're getting off here, Wayne, I'm going to let you go first if you want to disappear or not. Let the people know what you've got coming up.
I don't have anything coming up. Zero videos coming up. I never make videos. Don't come and subscribe. Don't go hit the notification. Don't do any of that.
Her mouth.
Don't do any of that.
Don't do unless you're into Deadpool.
Unless you're into Deadpool.
Unless you're into Deadpool. Now, if you're into Deadpool, come on over, subscribe to the channel. You know, turn on that bell, whatever the thing it is that you're supposed to do, or whatever it is we're supposed to say. But I'm going to tell you not to do any of that because you're not going to watch my videos and you're just going to hurt me in the algorithm. But I appreciate you anyways, and I truly, truly appreciate y'all having me live, guys. I'm going to get out of here though because I had a crown put on my mouth today, and
oh man,
I've been in a little bit of pain tonight, but I appreciate y'all having me. Appreciate hanging out with all of y'all guys. Have a good one.
Feel better.
take it easy, Wayne.
Later.
All right.
My daughter, I'm over here like.
All right, Tech, I'm highlighting you.
Techbot, I've actually got a new video dropping either tomorrow or today or something like that. I just got to finish the thumbnail. It's a resort tour video out at Art of Animation out here at Disney.
Nice.
Got some more Disney videos coming up. I even came up with a new idea in our show last week. This week is I'm probably going to go out to Epcot, and I'm going to, instead of doing drink around the world, I'm going to do candy around the world. I'm going to find all the great candies out there at Art of Animation at Epcot as well. But again, there's a lot of things going on at Disney with Guardians of the Galaxy right now, so there will be that coming up pretty soon. But stay tuned. Of course, I got vacation coming up, so if you want vacation ideas and want to take kids to Great Wolf Lodge, there'll be tons of Great Wolf Lodge footage, as well as everything else we go and do. So stand by. Plus, again, if you like watching live streams, Wayne and I do a live stream every Tuesday at 8:00 every week. And then Laz has even been a co-host because Wayne had to take a day off. He's even come and join me. But definitely, come check us out. We just have a lot of fun. We talk Funko, we talk Disney, we talk really anything that comes up to our mind.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, can I have your animals? Both of them. You have the cutest dogs. I just want to say that.
These are
their names, like all of
psycho
them.
pugs. Broly and Gizmo.
It's perfect. I dig it. Both cool characters.
Whoa.
So, what do you got?
I'm like, whoa.
Whoa, getting big and
Way too
personal
big.
up in here. If you didn't feel vulnerable before, you do now.
Thank you for that. The only thing I have really coming up is my ALS fundraiser, May 11th. I've talked everybody's ear off about that, but we have RVD coming to chat with us. We got Art the Clown coming on, Paul's Pops from Twisted. We have a lot of guests going on. We have charity raffles that's currently live on my website right now with, 15 to 20 sick prizes from different companies throughout the collecting community. But I upload videos, unboxing things. Sometimes I'm informative, but that's really it, man. I'm just really into like reels right now and making any kind of collector content.
So basically, you're saying definitely hit you up on IG if they haven't already, because your reels are freaking popping. You know what I mean? Like, they're fun. You do a really good job with those. So
thank you.
Check her out.
Difficult. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. No, seriously. You can tell you put a lot of time and energy into those and the editing too. So like, it's worth it. And you could always even translate some of those if they're shorter as shorts on YouTube. Like, yeah. I think you'd blow up with shorts. You do a really good job with that. So
the one, the only
Jack.
I don't really have a schedule for my videos, but I believe that Funko is going to be announcing all their NYCC pops pretty soon. So if you want to hear me nitpick the hell out of those, come check me out. Yeah, that's about it. Just more Funko videos, more collectible videos in general.
I always enjoy your nitpicking. I remember watching you forever ago, and it's entertaining. All the real opinions. So I feel weird highlighting myself because it's mine. But since I put y'all through it, I'm going to do it as well. And guys, y'all know, if you are already subscribed and know me, I ramble, I'm random, and I have zero pattern to anything I do. So make sure you hit that notification bell just so you know what's coming and when. I think this live has been the most organized thing I have done in a very long time, even as far as promotion, which I slightly honestly have to give credit to people that aren't even myself that I was so organized, including Tech and Jack and even FM. A lot of people kept me on track with this. But anyway, guys, I definitely will have more videos, more pop hauls to show off. Probably have another live at some point, comic related, as I continue to read other things. So just stay tuned. But anyway, I'm going to let y'all run away. And thank you again so much. I really enjoyed it, guys.
Thank
That's that
you.
like button.
All
Take
right.
it
Bye,
easy.
chat.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Next time.